Hi everyone. Good evening. Good evening actually. Thank you for having here once again. And also, yeah, I can see like people are joining. Okay, his people have joined already. So people invite your friends and family if you want to know more about the magma. So just wait for our speaker. By the way, thank you everyone. Okay, guys, we're just waiting for our speaker. Don't worry, actually. So just wait for him or her, and stay tuned. And also do your own research and make good questions if you have about the magma. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you. Yes, hi there. I can hear you. Hi
Hello,
today.
hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but the sound is not coming to my earpiece. I don't know why, but it's okay.
Okay, just give me a minute. Let me
Ah,
check.
okay. Good now. It's good now. Okay.
Is it better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better now. Yes.
Okay, how can I call you?
Matt. You can call me Matt.
Okay, Matt, thank you. I think we can go ahead. Like, I can see people are waiting to hear from your end. So, first of
Okay.
all, I would like to thank you all of our entire community members, actually. And also people, very welcome in our Voice Crypto community. And as you know, today we'll discuss about the Magma, which is reshaping the real estate landscape through the power of blockchain, AI, and decentralized infrastructure. And they have their like their heart of their ecosystem. They have their coin, which is DTT, digital twin token, actually. So Norris, we will know more about their everything. Just stay tuned with me and also Matt. First of all, Matt, could you please introduce yourself? Like, how do you connect to this magma, and could you share a bit about your experience?
Sure. Sure. Thank you for having me. Very happy to be here today to talk about the new generation of real estate. That's what we are building with Magma. I am a real estate developer myself. I've been doing real estate development for over 15 years, and I was working in traditional finance before in large banks and institutions as an asset manager. So I can say that I know pretty well the real estate system and all the process from sourcing deals to managing construction sites and finding tenants and also managing properties. So when I realized the changes that were coming to real estate with digitization and with the new technological tools, I realized that the industry was going to change radically. Not just a small change with a few add-on with technology, but a fundamental change in the way we manage real estate, and the whole system was going to be transformed by those technological advancements. So that's why I created Magma. So we are a team of 10 people experienced in parametric architecture, which is the act of creating digital models for buildings, so 3D representation of buildings. Also, we have software engineers, and real estate professionals, and also, of course, a lot of Web3 advisors and contributors to the project. So we've been building that for 3 years now, and so happy to share with you our latest advancement.
Okay. Thank you, Matt. Happy to know about your like team, your everything. Thank you once again. So guys, I can say their ecosystem is built for impact, driving adoption of innovative solution like the DePIN and the smart asset organization with the Magma. The future of real estate just isn't like they just digital. It's a intelligent, sustainable, and accessible, I think. Thank you once again. So, Matt, I have just few questions for you. Later, we will take some questions from the community people, Norris. So, the first of all, I can see like you have your digital library. May I know like how does the Magma digital library improve the liquidity of real estate asset, and why it is important for investor? And also, could you share just a bit about your Magma with that?
Yes, sure. So the way we designed Magma is to collect information about a building. So any kind of building is made the same way. You have the structure of the building. It's what supports the buildings from the foundation to the supporting wall. We call it the structural elements. So that is one data set in itself. Another data set would be the architectural element of a building. So it's anything attached to a building. It will be your doors, your windows, any decoration or ornaments that you put in the building. Then you will have your what we call the wired, is the MEP, mechanical, electrical, plumbing. That's all your systems, your air conditioning, your electricity system, your security system, any fluid that runs to the building. Can be water, can be also waste management. So that we call it the wired environment. And then you have all the furnitures. So all that architecture is what is making a building. So we organize data, or data libraries are organized so we can segregate the information in each of these elements and know who is doing what. That means in the structural elements, you will have the structural engineer, you will have the architect, you can have also the property manager. And each of these building elements correspond to specific regulations and specific stakeholders that are bound by these regulations. So by organizing the architecture as such, we can collect data about these items and know who is doing what and when, and record this data into our DTT, the digital twin token, so that data can be used to make contracts. So contracts can be made at any level of the building, from energy performance contract to leasing to maintenance of the equipment to providing a service in the building. As long as the building can collect this data and give it to make it available to someone, you can make a contract out of it. So that's the goal of Magma, is to automate contracts and give agility to real estate by organizing libraries so you can connect data with one another and execute automated contracts. So we believe that Magma is paving the way for what we call autonomous building. The same way you saw the autonomous cars, you can do the same with a building. So that's what we are aiming to do with our digital twin token, which is the gold standard for the digital asset for a building, because it records all the important data and it does it in such a way that you can derive value. You can derive value out of it. So that's how our library function.
Okay, thank you, Matt, for explaining everything. And guys, they have their website, that is, this is magma.com. You can check this out. There is no space, just write this is magma.com. And I already shared their one of their news. You can check this out actually. So, Matt, what specific types of building data does your Magma create, and how do they contribute to the better financial and operational decision?
Yes, so we collect what we call static data and dynamic data. So in a building, you have two kinds of data sets. Some data sets are always the same, like the address or the size of the building, or they can change, but rather less often than dynamic data. Then dynamic data is all the operational data that happens on a daily basis, like water consumption, energy consumption, the flow of people in your building. So all that is dynamic data as opposed to static data that are more data that is not supposed to change very often. So we record both, and also we categorize them, whether they are financial data, that means are they going to impact the price or the valuation of the building? Are they commercial data? Are they contractual? Or are they technical? Are they a piece of equipment that needs to be repaired or things like that are more technical information, but they contain also financial information. So we are going to categorize each time a data set falls into that category, so we can record it and make it available to the different stakeholders. So for example, you have a service provider that provides technical information that will impact the price of the equipment, that in turn will impact the price of the building on the long term. So we make that information available to the asset manager or to the property manager that will know then he has to input its information in its system. So basically it's a game of aggregating different data sets and categorizing the data sets so that it can be shared for someone that needs it for its own use. Because usually in a building, all this information is very scattered. Every party has its own system, and the system don't necessarily communicate with one another. So by applying our architecture and the digital twin token, the DTT act as an interoperable layer between all those systems and make the data available to anyone who needs it for his own sake. So now the data can have what we call intrinsic value. That means the value for the one that does the service.
Yeah, thank you for answering this one.
All
Yeah, okay. So I have another question actually. Like, how can Magma help the property owners reduce energy consumptions and improve overall sustainability?
Yes. So what we use to integrate the Magma digital tokens are we connect to the systems of the building, and we work with a partner that is called Aquila, which is a digital twin provider that runs different suite of software to optimize the energy performance of building. And so to do that, we connect to the existing systems. So that means the electrical system or the HVAC system for heating or cooling. We connect to the building system for the flow of people. That means we can know how many people are in a room at a specific time, and we connect to the outside temperature of the building. And by doing that, we can know at which temperature a room or a space should be at, depending on the amount of people that are in the room and depending on the outside temperature. So that way you don't cool or you don't heat an entire building when you only have a few people in it. So by doing that, we can lower the energy consumption by about between 10 and 30% from the state of a building that doesn't use this type of optimization. So only with that, we can improve the energy performance and also the consumption, which is in turn turned to savings for the building owner, and also in terms of CO2 emission and energy use that is unnecessary. So connecting, to answer your question, we connect to the building systems and we apply artificial intelligence to give us some optimization potential.
Okay. Yeah, thank you once again. So I have just few questions left for the people, but guys, do your own research as I mentioned. They have a lot of utilities, a lot of features for the real estate loving people actually. So may I know, like in what ways does the Magma support this occupant well-being, and how does this impact the property value?
So for occupant well-being, we measure all the metrics of for sustainability, such as the water quality or the air quality of a building, or the like I said, the energy performance, also the ability for the building to connect to other systems, such as the public APIs, for example, for mobility, can connect to the city, information, can connect maybe to other services that will lead to better services in the building. So overall, it's the connection. It's the ability for a building to connect to other data sets that will improve the well-being of the occupants. The ability to know if the water you consume is pure, the ability to know if the air you breathe is pure, the ability to connect to a mobility system so you can get somewhere from the building more easily. All this, it comes down to data and to know things and the ability for the building to connect to those data sets. So that's what the DTT and Magma are made for.
Okay, yeah, thank you. And also, guys, the Magma uses the Ethereum blockchain, and that will be compatible with EVM blockchain also. So no worries about the security system and so on. Thank you once again. So may I know then, like, how does the real-time access to building data through the Magma lead to more sustainable asset management?
Well, what's slowing down in real estate, but I think it's the same for every industry, is not having access to the data, not being able to react in real time when something happens. And imagine you have a building that is running and suddenly the air conditioning system goes down. If you don't react fast, you're going to have some downtime, and maybe I don't know, you are going to waste some things that are refrigerated. Maybe you have a meeting and people are gonna suffocate because it's very hot outside. So reducing the downtime overall improves the building performance and avoids biggest problems. So having the ability to have this data available right on time and to send it to the people that need to react fast, it's what's going to give agility to the sector, to the industry. And so the ability to have access to real-time information is very valuable, especially in a world that is moving very fast and that decision needs to be made very fast. So we need to have this kind of tools for the economy of tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Matt. Wish you good luck for the future, actually. And also, the market is too volatile right now. So can your Magma help the property managers that predict and prevent the maintenance issue before they become costly problems?
Yes. So like I said, we connect to systems. So we can connect to sensors that will monitor maybe the vibration of the equipment. Because if you have too much vibration, that means something maybe is about to break. Or if you have a temperature that is going up too much, maybe something that can help prevent that overheating is going to maybe cause a failure in the system. So by connecting to systems and sensors in the building, we're able to prevent a problem that could be much more costly if you wait too much before they happen. Or like it could be a crack on the wall, for example, measuring the crack size on a wall. That could be also very helpful to avoid a leak or something more important.
Okay. Thank you once again. And also, just could you talk about your token? I can see you have your native token, like as I mentioned earlier, which is DTT, like
Yes.
digital twin token, I think. Can you explain just a bit about this token and utilities? I think this is very important to know, and how this token, like contribute in your ecosystem, and where can they buy people? Like,
Correct. So we have to differentiate two tokens in Magma, actually three. The first token is the DTT, the digital twin token. It's a data aggregation tool. Okay, it records all the information of the building into a specific architecture which I described earlier. And that data is made available for the parties to make contracts. So this digital asset is not the one that will be listed. It's just a data aggregation tool that represents a building. You make it when you have your building and you start minting data into this digital asset. Now, to fuel this system, we are going to issue a utility token that we are going to list on the exchanges. And with that token, you're going to be able to create your DTT. And once you have the DTT will produce reputation token. That means once the user will put data into a DTT, they will receive rewards in form of reputation token. And this reputation token will give access to governance. That means if a property manager or service provider or even a tenant gives data to the DTT, he receives reputation token, and he can decide to keep them and use it for governance. That means voting in the platform, deciding of the rewards, the features, and so on. Or he can decide to burn them and request a claim on the network. And for that, Magma is going to allocate 10% of its profit to a pool that will pay the users. So that means they are assured to get something of value in exchange of their reputation token when we decide some liquidity events. Also, by buying the MGTN, so that's our token that will be listed, you can stake it and participate into real estate deals. That means we will physically buy buildings or finance buildings with liquidity pools where you will be able to stack your MGTN and in exchange receive either equity in a project or yield for lending. So, and we will only finance, of course, buildings that use the DTT. That means they are able to produce data, transparency, traceability of everything they do. So the lenders will have full visibility on the use of their funds. The funds, the draws for the loan will only be disbursed when the DTT speaks. And when he says, okay, funds were used to buy this air conditioning or to buy this window or to do the foundation. So whenever you can prove the state of the asset, the funds will be disbursed. And so the token holders will be able to participate in those deals. And we believe they will be the most attractive deal on the market because providing this kind of traceability is what makes trust, especially for institutional investors. So we will give institutional grade investment available to retail users. So that's basically the promise of the DTT and Magma.
Okay, yeah. Thank you once again. Thank you for this on Matt. And also people just do your own request, do request here. I will unmute some people, no worries. And Magma improves your asset liquidity because it hosts a digital library for your billings data. This provides you with the broad spectrum of aggregated information and also which is helpful for making businesses and decisions that is ranging from energy uses and I can say occupied well-being actually. So thank you once again, Matt. So I have just few questions left for now. Then I'll go for the live users question. So yeah, may I know what role does your Magma play in enhancing a building's that is I can say the performance metric, which is the social and also environmental and governance.
Can you say again, please?
Okay, so just let's skip this question. I think this is not very good one. Like, how can the real estate investor use the Magma's data to make more informed and environmentally responsible investment decision?
Yes, so by having access to this data, like I said, you can categorize the information by their the type of information. So if you are going to buy a building to add value because you want to do retrofits in the building, the data you will find in Magma will help you plan for your retrofits and know exactly how long it's going to take, how much it's going to cost you, and by the ability to connect to other data sets, you will also have access to
maybe what's happening in the district where your building is located. Is the business that you want to put in that building relevant compared to other businesses in the area? So all this information can be used for the strategy of the investor or the owner of the building. What kind of tenants you can attract. So overall is to plan better and to have access to data is going to completely transform the real estate industry, because right now it's very opaque industry. Data is not really shared between people. So freeing this data is gonna, give a lot of insights to the users, to the owners, even to the tenants. So being more informed will bring a lot of value to the industry and to the occupants.
Okay, thank you, Matt. And here's the last question for you. So I think you have a long-term plan with your Magma. So what are the long-term financial and environmental benefits of integrating Magma into the real estate assessment? And also then, what is your future development plan?
Yes, so we have a very long-term vision for Magma. Actually, when we built Magma, that was actually the idea, is to build an infrastructure rather than a tech, just a tech instrument. It was really to build the infrastructure for the next generation of real estate and enable any prop tech, urban tech, or real estate related technology to plug in to our infrastructure and build their own solutions. So we have an approach by cities and by districts, and we want to spread out. Once we develop in several cities, we will duplicate the model in other cities. And the model is to bring together the whole ecosystem locally. That means the real estate developers, the real estate owners, the service providers of building, can be a property manager, can be the service providers in the building, but also the local authorities, land department, permitting department, and also academia, universities, because this will require new skills that have to do with the data of building. So data architect, data analyst, all these new skilled jobs that the cities are looking for. So our approach is to bring together the stakeholders by cities and decide for the strategy by districts, by designating first one district as innovative district for digital twins and digital assets, and start connecting data in that district, and then you spread out to other cities around, like a net, like a spider net, pretty much, that grows city by city and connects everyone to one another. So we are doing that with the city of Miami right now. We've been working with the city of Miami for 8 years now, and we are supported by Miami-Dade County, which is even bigger than the city. It's the entire county, 6 million residents. And we are doing that, meaning we are designating one district as an innovation district for digital twin and digital assets. And we are running a pilot program with at least 10 buildings for now, between public building, commercial building, residential building, all types. And then we will get some metrics out of it. And then we will be able to spread out to other buildings in the area. And we are doing that in Miami and Dubai and Paris. So 3 cities right now, working with the DTT. And we will be open to other cities. Once we develop some metrics and best practices, we will start duplicate these best practices in other cities.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Matt. Wish you good luck for the future, and just go ahead. Thank you once again. And also, it's time to take some questions from community. I can see here is P5, first one. P5, could you ask your question?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for the opportunity, Mishu. Can I ask my question?
Yes, definitely go for it.
Okay. Actually, I want to know, there are a lot of real estate crypto projects are available. My question is there any plans to make partnership with other real estate based projects? And secondly, is there any plans to introduce staking into your project?
Yes, very good question. Yes, actually, our strategy is to connect to existing tokenization project, because most of these tokenization projects, they only tokenize the financial elements, meaning the ownership of the property, and they tokenize the structure that owns the building, the SPV that owns the property. That's what they tokenize. And we tokenize the building itself through its systems and through its stakeholders. So we are very compatible with these other solutions, as together we bring a full 360 view of the property and the financial aspect. So yes, we are collaborating with major platforms. We are going to announce in the coming days very important partnerships in the UAE region and US with major platforms that will integrate our tech to be able to offer to developers a solution that includes a digital twin of the property plus the ownership transfer through a token, security token or utility token that transfers the ownership. And for the staking, yes, you will be able to stake your tokens into our staking program and participate in real estate deals or just collect yield from our operations.
Yeah, thanks for providing clarity. Excited to stake my DTT. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello? Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, thank you. Rafa, can you hear me, Rafa?
Rava, you need to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, your project talks about tokenizing real estate. So how do you tend to like onboard property owners that doesn't trust blockchain yet? So how do you tend to bridge the gap?
Yes. So first, I mean, if they don't trust blockchain, they should keep the old system, and we would only onboard them once they trust our system, right? But that's the role of education. We are hosting workshops and events to teach how we use blockchain. Not in a speculative way. We are using blockchain in a very traditional way to store data in an immutable manner with a timestamp to prove what is being done in the building. So we're trying to educate owners about that, but I think a lot of the economy is going to move to blockchain because a lot of the institutional investors and banks are starting to connect to the blockchain rails. If you see the real world asset right now, what is being tokenized is mostly financial instrument, such as treasury bills or even cash with the stable coins. And I believe that in a few years, a lot of the transaction will happen on blockchain. And so a lot of buildings will have to connect to blockchain to give more trust and traceability on the operation. Also, a lot of cities are going to use, for example, smart grids for energy, which are going to run on blockchain. So I think it's a lot of factors that will lead to the blockchain adoption for transactions and record of data. So we believe that by education and taking the time, for people to onboard and understand, it will happen. So that's how we tackle it.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can I ask my question?
Yes.
Okay, my question is, what are the benefits of holding your token as long-term invest? Can you tell us about the motivation and benefit for the investor to keep your token in the long run? Is my question.
Yes, of course. So like I said, Magma is an infrastructure project. It's a project that is made to become the next generation infrastructure to implement artificial intelligence, optimization for a lot of building elements. So it will happen over time, and it will take time to build up on this framework. And the more building will onboard, the more data will be available, and the more value we will derive from it. So I say that in 1 year from now, maybe we'll have 1,000 buildings. In 10 years from now, maybe we'll have hundreds of thousands of buildings. So by keeping Magma long term, you just improve, your chance of growth exponentially, because as we are deploying, the more data we get, the more efficient the system becomes, the more transparent, etc. So it's a real long-term play. It's exactly the contrary of a meme coin, as in we are here for the long term, and we are not here, to pump a project or anything like that. We are all very experienced professional in our field, and we build Magma for the long run to be the next generation of infrastructure.
Thank you so much. Great answer.
You're welcome.
Hi Matthew, it's Logan from iCrypto.
Hello.
Yeah. Mrs. Second was maybe she has some bugs, so she can't come back. So I'll keep it from.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you ask next question from Kyle?
Yes.
Kyle, ask your question, please.
Yo, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. So, my question is, how does Magma Real Estate handle property data ownership, and how can building owners monetize their data securely while maintaining privacy? And also, what specific governance function does the MGTN token enable, and can token holders actively influence decisions like data sharing, policies, or feature upgrades? Do you get me?
Yes. Okay. I think I understand your question. So it's about governance and data sharing in Magma and in the MGTN environment.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are a permission-based protocol. That means depending on who you are in Magma, you will have access to certain data sets. For example, if you are the property manager, you have access to all the information about the tenants and all of the information about the equipment of the building. But if you are a tenant, you only have access to the information related to your lot, to your office or to your house or to your apartment. If you are a service provider, you only have access to the information related to your service or to other service provider if you request it. So information is shared through this sharing protocol that we built, and it's a permission-based, role-based protocol. So depending on your role and the permission, you will have access to certain data sets. Then within the MGTN, once you want to perform an operation, let's say you or the lender, let's say we have a DeFi protocol that is lending money to a building for retrofits. They want to know how the funds are being used. So they want to know maybe an invoice. They want to see an invoice, and they want. Yes, we can hear you.
The space is very bad, I can say. Just go ahead. Sorry for this, Matt. Just go ahead.
Okay, no problem. So what we will do, if someone requests for information, we will use zero knowledge proof protocols to protect the other information that is not suitable for the one who is requesting. So for instance, if you want to know the price of in an invoice, we will only give the price. We will not give the content of the invoice, the information about the other data sets. So that's how we protect the privacy, is by using zero knowledge proof to blank certain areas in the contract. So we just give access to the ones that are necessary for the other party. Does that answer your question, Kyle?
Okay, Kyle, hope that you got your answer.
Yeah, thank you. I got an answer. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Kyle. And also don't forget to join our community, do your own research, like as I mentioned earlier. Thank you for this question. So the last one, I think, is Space Jam. Are you there, Space Jam?
Yes, I'm here, Mishu. Thank you so much for bringing me up. Hello, Magma. So I read something in one of your posts about the Magma's digital twin token. So
Yes.
how does that increase the value of a building? Can you share a real world example of how it has lowered operational costs or improved energy efficiency for a property?
Yes. So, like I said, first of all, the first benefit of using Magma is the ability to have now a digital twin that records everything about the property. So instead of storing the information in your computer in files, you store it in the digital copy of the building. So it's much more intuitive. And if you want to know about a window, you click on the window and you have information rather than looking in your computer. So only that is already variable to the building. It's like a digital file cabinet with an intuitive interface where you can navigate a building. So only that adds value to a building, because when you will sell the building, you will also sell this digital file cabinet, intuitive and user-friendly. Then you have the data value. So once you start storing data a certain way, you can use it more efficiently, and that has value. It's a store of value. Storing the data in a certain way becomes a store of value. So the DTT is a store of building value, and you will be able to sell it to the next buyer, and you will be able also to use it as collateral for loans. For DeFi protocols, you can connect your DTT and request for lending because you have enough information in the DTT to trigger those loans. Then you have the energy performance that you will be able to do thanks to, like I said, monitoring zones where you spend energy and being able to lower your energy consumption. Also avoiding maintenance issues by knowing the state of the equipment, your air conditioners, your heating systems, your access controls of the building and all that. So all that is just a matter of having information about the asset, makes it more valuable, because now you can react and you can save because you knew beforehand and you can act upon it. So overall, it brings a lot of value, digital value, to the building that you can transfer to the next buyer.
All right, that sounds awesome. Thank you so much for the lovely explanation. I'll be diving into the project more. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Okay, yeah, thank you for your question, Space Jam. So, Matt, I think we're enough for now. So, guys, I can say at Magma, they're redefining like how the buildings operate by merging digital twins, AI, and a Web3 to create truly smart and sustainable asset for you, actually. And also, they have their heart of their ecosystem, that is the digital twin token, which is a blockchain-powered verifiable building identifier that turns the real estate into data-driven, traceable, and liquid asset actually. And they have their Web3-powered ownership and governance that ensures very secure, decentralized data custody that empowering stakeholders with a single source of the validated data actually. So nothing to worry, guys. You can do your own research. Like they have their website, which is this is magma.com. Just check this out. So, Matt, I think we covered pretty much everything. But do you have anything else that you want to share before wrapping this session, like an important news?
Yes, we will be sharing, so stay tuned because in the coming weeks we are going to announce very important partnerships for real estate tokenization in UAE and in the US. So stay tuned because we have some very exciting news for our token holders. We already did the first round of private sale. We have about 57 token holders actually. And we will be doing another round in the coming months. So also stay tuned if you want to participate in this exciting venture.
Okay, yeah. So guys, you are all welcome there. Just do your own research and no worries. Thank you once again. And thank you, Matt, for having here, for your time. And yes, wish you good luck for the future. And thank you, Wise Crypto Community, for this nice arrangement.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, have a nice day. Bye everyone.
Bye.